episode slash YouTube on my podcast and YouTube. This is my first time ever really doing a combination. I'm using these headphones, your basic headphones. So hopefully you're able to hear me if you're listening or tuning into my podcast. Please give me some feedback. If you recommend any microphones, please let me know. So if you are new, welcome. My name is Veronica. If not, welcome back. And I'm going to be sharing just 3 simple, I guess it's easy to say it's simple, but effective ways that I've been manifesting, that I've manifested my corner unit, that I've manifested abundance and love. And especially through times where I really was feeling blue or dark, or I didn't know how I was going to get here at all. And really the number one thing, let me take a sip real quick. I'm gonna do like a mukbang or something. And this is gonna be raw. This is gonna be like a raw thing. I'm not going to edit anything out. So also let me know how you like that. But number 1 is surrendering. I would actually say number 1 is doing healing and inner work and having compassion for yourself, because we have an ego where our ego sole purpose is to protect us. And when we're stepping out of our comfort zone, our ego will definitely kick in. And so just having compassion with yourself, having compassion, being there for yourself, and honoring yourself, really doing that inner work is so important, I think. Especially having time for that grief, because every stage of evolution, every time you're letting go of even your identity, of people you know, situations, things, you have to honor that space for grief, and that will cause you to have to be more compassionate for yourself or with yourself and be there for yourself. So number 1 is be compassionate, be there for yourself, be your best friend. And there will be moments that you will have grief. There will be moments where you might not know exactly what's going on, or it might feel rocky. You might not see the light in the end of the tunnel, but just have that compassion. Be kind to yourself, be your best friend, and soon enough, you will not only see the light, but you will come to realize that you always had the light within yourself. And so be kind and compassionate towards yourself always. Number 2 is surrendering. Having that mindset and that acceptance to just surrender fully to love, whatever you want to call it, consciousness, higher self, God, intelligence, whatever it is, divine source energy, however you refer to it, that omnipresent creation, creator of all. Surrender all of that. Surrender that fear to love. Surrender everything to that. Just surrender it all to love, and trust that everything will always work out and it's always in perfect alignment for yourself, for your greatest evolution. So you might not know exactly what it is or how it is that it's going to happen, because you are still in this 3D reality. You still have your ego, logic. So just surrendering it all whenever you're not sure. But look around. If you don't like something about your life, or if something isn't aligning with you anymore, if you have that feeling, that means you're holding on to something that you must let go of. So that's number 3, is letting go. You're going to have to let go of things. You're going to have to let go, because if you want a different life in any area, you're going to have to be different. You're going to have to let go of things. You can't hold on to certain things and expect other things to come to your life. You have to let go. And so surrendering it all, having that trust, having that compassion for yourself, and then learning to let go. Just take a look around in your life. If there's something you're not fully content with or happy with, that means that currently you're aligning with that, and that's why it's gravitating towards you, but it no longer serves you, and that is okay. So now it's time for you to let go, and that might require grief, and make room for the things that are now coming into your life. And with that, I think it's also just aligning, having that visualization. I think that's so important. Sometimes, and I do this with everything, I've mentioned it in my podcast also, whenever you are manifesting, because sometimes you might think something's gonna bring you happiness, but it won't. So I always say, if this is for me or something better. So whenever I'm doing my visualizations, or whenever I'm tuning in and aligning myself, my energy, my frequencies, that person, remember the law of resonance, you have to be different to get different things. So aligning yourself with that life or that thing that you want. So whenever you're doing your visualization, think about how it tastes, how it smells, what kind of person you are. You know, what do you do? How do you walk? How do you talk? How do you dress? Start aligning yourself with that version of you that has that thing that you want. And remember that that thing in particular, like I just said, what I always say, make sure I always do, is if this is for me or something better, I tune in more into the emotion that I want. For example, if it's a car, a certain car, I'm tuning into what is it exactly that I want from that vehicle. Is it the feeling of luxury? Is it the feeling of comfort? Is it the feeling of security? I tune into that energy of what it is exactly that I want. And then once I tune into that energy, okay, how do I show up as this person? And once I can do that, what you want to do, the law of inspired action. So how can I just start showing up for that person? What would this person do? Okay, maybe this person will start looking at vehicles. Maybe this person dresses a certain way, talks a certain, has a certain career, or whatever, you know? Only you know in the end of the day what it is that you want and what makes you happy. And only you know, once you start tuning in and having that compassion for yourself, surrendering, trusting, even if it's a certain relationship, whatever it is, you know, deep down, you can listen. If you just silence yourself and allow yourself to feel, you know exactly what's your next step. You know exactly what you have to let go of. And sometimes we don't want to let go of these things because we're so comfortable, because we're so used to it, because we're afraid, because this is what we know, because whatever it might be, we're being held back because of attachment. But we must let go. We know exactly what it is. We have to listen and honor that and surrender and trust and start aligning and start doing inspired action. And before you know it, things will gravitate towards you. Raise your vibration. Things will gravitate towards you. And I've done it. I've tested it out, and it really has happened like that. It's kind of interesting. And I will do another episode, YouTube podcast, on how exactly, examples of how exactly I did it. But this is just a short video on what it is that I've been doing to really manifest, that have helped me so much through this journey, especially when we're going through these like ups and downs and we're so in uncertainty sometimes. Like even now, like I have to constantly make space for that grief and constantly align myself and have that balance and have that compassion, because it's not just all good. Sometimes we have to make space for those moments where we're not feeling our best. And so do these things. Let me know how they work for you. And other than that, we'll talk to y'all in the next episode. Bye.